Hey guys, and happy Wednesday. So for today, I'm going to be using some items that I got at Hobby Lobby over the summer and they were on clearance. I got this sign for $1. All the stuff with I think at that time was 90% off. So I'm just going to go ahead and take the tag off. And if you don't know, a heat gun or a blow dryer will help you get it off if you can't. I also got these letters for 69 cents each. And thankfully, I was able to find Joy to spell out joy. And there was some kind of weird film. I don't know if it was a film or what they used, to put over it to seal it, but it was very rough and just kind of weird. So I just went ahead and sanded it down a little bit just to kind of even it out and get some of that off of there. So once I'm done sanding it and cleaning it off, I'm just going to give it a couple coats of white acrylic paint, and I believe it took like 3 coats of it. You could probably use like chalk paint or even spray paint it, and it'd have probably been easier, but it's kind of cold and windy out here, so I couldn't go outside to spray paint at this point. So I just went ahead and wiped it down and gave it the 3 coats. I believe it was 3 coats of white paint. And for today's challenge, I'm actually part of a collaboration that's hosted by Marika over at Marika Creations and co-hosted by Elizabeth over at Dandysoap DIY. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put their links in my description box. So be sure to check them out. These ladies are amazing. Their channels are growing, so let's help them out. And I'll also be including the playlist in my description box. So check it out. Go check all the ladies out and see everything that they've come up with. The collaboration is called the Daily Thanks collaboration or Daily Thanks Challenge, and we're supposed to make a DIY that gives us strength, or gives us something to be grateful for when we're struggling or unhappy or anything like that. I think this is an amazing challenge, and I picked the word joy because anytime I'm down, I go into my Bible and I look up scriptures that speak about joy and peace. And for this particular DIY, I was thinking of Nehemiah 8 and 10, which is the joy of the Lord is my strength. So that's why I went ahead and I picked the word joy and I picked this DIY. So initially what I was going to do was I was going to make this look like wood grain on the sides, and I did that when did both sides, and I really didn't like the way that it looked once I put the letters on there. The two different woods kind of just didn't go well together. So I ended up painting them up again, and I tried to like darken them up with some black paint and kind of just change the color up to match a little bit better, and I just couldn't get anything that looked right to me. So I ended up just starting all over again and doing something different. So here you see me taking like the black paint, just trying to dull out that brown, and then I went over it with a little bit of white, and I tried so many different things to kind of make it work and kind of match up the woods, and nothing really, like I said, nothing was working for me, and I tried and I tried and it just wasn't working. So I went ahead and I painted it, I just went ahead and painted them white again and kind of started all over again. So now what I'm doing is trying to find some ribbon. I'm going to use the ribbon to hang the letters over the sign, and I decided to go with this black and white. Is it checkered or gingham, or I don't know what this is, but this pattern here. And I went with that just because it's neutral and it can go for the holidays, it can go for everyday decor. I can add some color to it if I wanted to, add a bow or something on there for Christmas. So I figured it was neutral and just kind of goes with everything. So I just went ahead, took the ribbon and put it through the little hangers that each of the letters have. And I was just going to hot glue these right onto the board, but they're pretty heavy, so I didn't think that the hot glue was going to be enough. So I decided to just take the ribbon and use the little hangers that they have on the back to hang them up on the side. And this worked out really well. All I did was I put the ribbon through the hook and I stapled them to the top of the board because it was thick enough for me to be able to staple it on there. And this worked out great. And you can use ribbon. I was going to use some jute twine, but I kind of figured the ribbon was just, added a little bit of extra touch, and it's not very colorful, but it added something to it. I think the jute twine kind of just, I don't know, it kind of got drowned out by the white behind it. So I went ahead and just used the ribbon. And of course, if you find these letters or if you find anything similar that you want to do this with, you can use whatever you have on hand or whatever you want to use. Sorry for the background noise, guys. My kids are home and there's always something going on here. So yeah, so I just decided to do that. And because um, the brown on the sides didn't work, I decided to paint the sides black so that they kind of matched the ribbon that was there. And I think that ended up turning out much better than the wood or just all white. And yeah, I just used regular black acrylic paint and just painted the sides. And I think I forgot to hit record on my camera, but hey, it's, I painted it black, so it's not, anything unusual there. So once I was done doing all that, it was pretty much done. I thought it needed a little something extra, so you'll see that I added some of the ribbon along the sides where the black is at. And like I said, just to kind of give it an extra touch and make it match just a little bit better. And I also added some hot glue to the bottom of the letters so that they wouldn't swing around and break, because they are, like I said, they're really heavy, and I just didn't want them to break. Right here you see me trying to figure out what I'm gonna do because something was just not just wasn't feeling right about those sides there. So I'm trying to figure out whether I want to just use ribbon or if I want to try a different color. I ended up having to touch up the white because there was still some of the color kind of showing through, so I had to give it another coat of the white paint on the sides there. And I got some paint on my J, so I had to fix that up. And then when I was trying to clean that up, I messed up the bottom part. This is crafting, guys, and I was gonna edit all this out, but real life, this is what happens. So I painted that white, made sure it was covered up, and then it was all for naught because I ended up painting them black. But yeah, so here we go. I'm just putting the hot glue on the bottom, like I said, to hold them down so that they're not swinging around there. And if I ever decide I want to use it again, I can just pull them off. It's not a big deal. And like I said, once I'm done doing that, I decided that I wanted to put some of the ribbon on the sides there, just to, like I said, make it look better, complement it a little bit better, just so that there was something extra. I also decided to write the scripture Nehemiah 8 and 10 on the bottom. My handwriting isn't that great, and I didn't feel like pulling my Cricut out just for, a little line there. So I decided to just write it out, and it works for me. And I got a Sharpie and kind of went over it just so that it was a little bit darker. I ended up messing up one of the letters, so I just took the end of my paintbrush and tried to fix it up like that, and it looks fine. And if at any point it's bothering me or I want to change it, all I have to do is just paint over it with some white paint and redo it, and I can use my Cricut or however I want to fix that. And right now I'm just kind of, this is where I'm fixing the letter H there. Like I said, it was kind of, I don't know, it was all jumbled together. So now I'm just going to go ahead, put the ribbon on the side, and that is all I'm going to do with this one. I'm just going to hot glue it to both ends and call it done. So guys, please be sure to check out the playlist, check out Marika and Elizabeth's channels, and also thank you guys for watching. If you are coming over from the playlist, welcome, thank you so much. And if you are a returning subscriber, thanks for coming back. And guys, until the next time, be blessed and be the reason someone smiles. Bye guys.